This is ThreadTalkz.
Join us on a journey through whispers of the web. What secret will you hide from your family and take to the grave?
But if you're still out there looking for the answer, we don't have it.
And welcome to our episode 10.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of ThreadTalkz.
Yes, and tonight we might do a part episodes because this thread is long. This was posted a year ago by Off My Chest Dust to Dust 1943.
Yes, so this is going to be a two-part episode.
Yeah. And the title of this thread is I Have Kept the Secret for Nearly 60 Years. I would like to share it anonymously. 60 years.
That is a long time.
Yeah. Well, let's go begin. Hello. I am going to post anonymously here, and I would like to keep the other people in this story anonymous as well. Some have passed on, but the ones still alive deserve their privacy. As such, I am changing all names. Many years ago, I worked for a film studio.
Interesting.
I was a spokesperson of sorts on one of their television programs a few times. I was never a celebrity or famous, and I stopped working there soon after this happened. It was very brief period of time, but during that time, I met a boy my age who I began dating, who worked behind the scenes on the same program. I am going to call him James for this story. So we have the Redditor, and then James is the first guy in the
It's now,
story.
I guess, her little friend slash boyfriend.
Yeah, began dating. I had been seeing James for a few months when we were invited to a party at the home of one of the men who had been with the company since the beginning. And also attending that party was one of the founders of the company. Ooh, company party.
Company party time.
Do, do, do. Is that? I knew him because I have worked with him on the aforementioned television program. Did I say it right? Aforementioned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. What is that?
Aforementioned. Like, I think it's like, as said before.
Mm, I'll call him Greg. So we have another guy here. That is Greg, and James is the same age as her. Greg was in his 60s at that time, married, and his children were grown with kids of their own. I hadn't had much experience with alcohol, and at that party, I drank too much, too quickly, and felt sick. Okay.
That's what happens. Had plenty of those nights before.
Okay. James wasn't ready to call it a night. So I told him I planned to go lie down in one of the bedroom for a bit and to come and find me once he was ready to go home if I hadn't sobered up by then. I recall trying a few unfamiliar doors and eventually finding a bedroom. The lights were off and I was certainly not in the most coherent condition at that time. But I felt around on the bed and it seems as though it was still made up, which was enough for me to assume that it was unoccupied. I laid on top of the covers apparently and fell asleep.
So
Try
she's
to
at
rewind.
this. Yeah, rewind this a little bit. So she's at a party.
So she has a in the company party and
She
with
gets
James,
wasted.
but she got wasted. She wanna sober up and sleep for a little bit. I guess I don't know.
That's a little weird, kind of just going through people's
It's a party.
home.
I mean, it's a house party. I guess. I don't know.
I guess she must have been really, really wasted to
Mhm.
go to the people's homes. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. I was awakened at some point afterward to someone behind me with one arm around my waist, attempting to have relations with me.
Ooh.
I was still a virgin, and had I not still been quite intoxicated, I absolutely would have stopped it. But I was so out of it that I didn't react appropriately.
Oh
Ooh,
no, that's not good.
sexy music. I know it sounds ridiculous, but at first, I wasn't even sure it was actually happening. I felt it might have still been a part of a dream. I assumed it was James and I asked him what he was doing, but he didn't respond. I did not fight or tell him to stop. As drunk as I was, any semblance of logic or judgment had already left me. I wasn't afraid, but I did feel a bit helpless. This is not an excuse. I don't intend in that way. It is an accurate retelling of events from my perspective and nothing more. I didn't stop him simply because I was too intoxicated to think straight. I accept responsibility for my lack thereof of that at that time. I recall whispering to him a few times, addressing him as James, because remember he's dating this guy,
Yeah.
this boy, same as her age. And she told James that she's gonna go one of whatever bedroom to lay down. And being met with silence before I happened to look down at the arm holding me against him. And I immediately knew that was not James' arm. It was a wiry, hairy old man's arm. Okay.
Oh no. So who was it
And
then?
hand with a gold ring on one finger.
Ooh
Yeah.
no.
Oh, is this maybe the Greg guy? But let's see. I'm not sure how long it took in reality, but in my recollection, the entire encounter was over in seconds. So by the time I've noticed, it was over. Seeing the unfamiliar arm shocked me and sobered me up enough to drag myself out of bed. It was still quite dark, but my eyes had adjusted enough to recognize that the man in the bed, it was Greg.
Oh no. So it was the
Plain
boss.
as
Greg.
day. Yeah. Ooh,
So
the
this
guy
just
that's
turned.
on the 60s with wife and kids that already grown. Okay. He was curled up on his left side facing me, very still. His arm was still out in front of him where I had extracted myself from under it. His eyes were closed and I could hear him breathing. I made a whistling sound each time um he would inhale. I panicked and left the room quickly and quietly, went to the bathroom and cleaned up. I remember feeling dizzy and nauseated and trying to vomit, but nothing would come out. It's like, "Ugh." Can't believe.
Yeah.
Maybe she's only 20s in this time and then she never want to be with the old guy. Or I don't know, like he feels like, I think she feels like,
with no
well,
experience
she's
of
just a
alcohol,
virgin.
she has
And
to
she's
be.
still a virgin. So that's why she's like, "Ugh."
I would assume she, yeah, early 20s.
Okay. I was able to find James still enjoying the party, obviously, to what had just happened to me. And I told him the first of many lies. I said I had just been sick in the bathroom and needed to go home. A friend who was also at the party offered to drive me. I still live with my parents. Ooh, ooh, live with my parents.
Yeah, definitely early 20s.
And I was scared of them greeting me when I came home. I was afraid they'd be able to tell by my face somehow, or that they would ask questions that caused me to confess what had happened. So I sneaked on the side of the door and went straight to my room. It would have been pointless to tell anyone anyway, as no one would have believed me. Greg was known to be very decent, moral type of man, the sort who would never have been unfaithful to his wife, let alone by forcing himself on an unconscious young employee. Truly, that was experience with him as well. He never said anything vulgar in my presence, never made any type of flirtatious comments during the time I worked with him. Even when we were alone together, I never felt threatened by him whatsoever. I hadn't run into him at a party before the incident, but a coworker who had was telling people he seemed very
Inebriated.
inebriated. What does that mean?
Like, like,
Not focused? Or
I guess, like, drunk, not himself.
ooh, and was slurring his words to such an extent that they could barely understand him. I believe it. I think he was not in his right mind at that time. And I do not think he was conscious of what he was doing or to whom. James would try to persuade me to be intimate with him, as guys tend to do, and I turned him right down each time. But the week after the incident at the party, I gave in. I wanted to experience with James to be my real first time, as it was situation I was in control of and had some say in it. I wanted to forget the other thing had happened at all. So not long after this, I woke up wondering why the whole house smelled like meat that had gone up in a wet dog, only to find that I was no longer able to stomach or even stand and smell of my mother's home breakfast. Ooh!
Oh no, this is
Ooh!
turning quick. Someone might be prego.
She said not long after that, after this. Ooh! She and the rest of my family insisted that it smells and tasted fine. So I knew something was wrong. I was exhausted to the bone when I tried to share a beer with James. I had to spit it back because it tasted like a dirty dishwater. He bought me an ice cream instead, and I was so overwhelmed with gratitude, I cried. Not like me at all. Ooh!
Oh no.
I told him, though, I might be pregnant. And once it was confirmed, as was the expectation in those days, we got married. Oh,
Oh
sheesh!
no. So this it turned really quick, and so she was technically
Nah,
at a
no, no,
party.
because she said she just consented. I don't know. We can debate it. You guys think in the comment on what happened to the redditor that night.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna stop here. If you want to hear the rest of the story, tune in next week.
As we're at part two of this threads, and it's very interesting. So we are inviting you to always join us to finish this story. This story is kept secret for nearly 60 years. 60 years. So let's go ahead and wrap it up for today. We'll continue it for our next episode for part two.
Goodbye, everybody, and as always, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.
Leave us a comment and like, and we'll see you guys next episode. Bye.
Bye, everybody.